Happy Facebook Live time and welcome to my latest episode of Treehouse TV with Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. I bet you my scene looks a little different than usual. I am actually sitting at the windows in my treehouse, and for the longest time it's been so dark at this hour that I haven't been able to do this, but I'm just going to tap on the outside so maybe you can see. Everything is just budding and growing, and it's amazing, and it's changing every single day, like by the minute. It's nuts. So anyway, if you if you don't know anything about my treehouse, it's not a dark wooden like treehouse. The reason why it's called a treehouse is because I'm up in the trees. I'm going to actually stand up and turn the camera around so you guys can actually see a little bit more. Just for a minute, there's my whole studio, but here is out my windows. I love nature, I love trees. I'm so inspired by trees when I create and by nature in general. So I wanted to just share that with you. I see people joining. Hi Fran, hi Sue. I know other people have joined, but I've been too busy talking. So hi, Christy. Yay, people are joining. So I'm going to turn the camera around to me now and get myself back over to my space. Now, I specifically wanted to show you that my windows, because in part because today I am going to be featuring a stamp set. Somebody requested that I show projects with this set. It's a retiring set, and it is rooted in nature. So I think almost everything I'm showing has trees in it. My tree house. I love trees. Anyway, so let's see. Let's talk about what we're going to cover today. So I am doing something unique and different today. I'm going to be doing a card salad party. And you may not know what that is. I talked a little bit about it last week, and I wanted to give you a little introduction to what that is. Hi Maggie, hi Bonnie, yay! So card salad is, to me, it's little baggies that I've set aside of projects that I've worked on, where little pieces that didn't get used or big pieces that didn't get used. Sometimes my card salad baggies are really full. So I'm going to turn my camera facing down. I'm going to show you some of how I store my card salad. So I've got in here, and oops, got to turn me down around. Whoops, no, facing the wrong way. Oh, there we go. It wasn't looking right. So this is actually something that I keep right at my desk, and it's little baggies of things that I've worked on. So when I finish a project, I have some stamp pieces that are left over and little niblets of, carrots and tomatoes. Oh no, die cut pieces is what I mean. My food analogies. So I keep these nearby. I also have a bunch of dry embossed pieces using different embossing folders. And they might be pieces that I've used in the past. This one is actually just sponged, the direct-to-paper technique. But I've dry embossed them and not necessarily used them, so I keep them all in one place, and I can just pull them out really easily and use them for card salad. I've got a bucket here of a bunch of projects made with Rooted in Nature. I'll show you those at the end. And then these are actually some of my favorite card salads made with projects or stamp sets that are retiring. This is the Ornate Floral, I think it's called. I've also got the, what is it called? Good Morning Magnolia. This was actually from my bleaching technique class. Anyway, so I've pulled some. This was from my cracked glass class. So I have all these wonderful niblets or card salad baggies available for me to use. So I've drawn upon them, and I've pulled the ones that use the Rooted in Nature to use to work with today. So I have a couple other things on my desk. My desk is very messy, but this lovely little box of goodies is die cut pieces from when I've prepared for a class, and I have like a bunch of stitched rectangle shaped pieces, and these ones, a bunch of them are even dry embossed with the subtle 3D embossing folder. So that really helps me when I'm creating a card or using one of my card salads to pull pieces out that I can use. Do you get to guess how many cards we're going to make today? Let me just turn me around for 1 second. Okay, so last week I asked people to comment and tell me how many cards they thought I could make tonight. You are welcome to guess some more. It was a little bit daunting because the range of numbers of projects people suggested I could actually create in one night was between 7 and 15. 15. It's like, oh my gosh. I was stressing this afternoon thinking, how can I pull all this together? Anyway, so not that it's a competition or anything, but I will see what I can make today. Now, one other thing that, so you're welcome to make comments and let me know how many you think I can make today. We are going to have a prize today, and it's not related to the number that I make, although I think the person who comes closest, who guesses the closest, I'm going to have to do something there, but I haven't figured out what. But I will tell you how you're going to win your prize. One of the ways, of course, is to share. So please share this video with anybody and everybody. Tag a friend or friends, and of course you'll get 2 entries when you do both of those things each. And then there's going to be a card salad related challenge. Okay, so you guys can probably guess a little bit what that is. But I wanted to point out one other thing that I draw upon when I'm making my card salad pieces. And it is these 2 little buckets that I have on my desk, and they're not pretty, but you know, they work. So I have this bucket here. It's all little sentiment pieces, and I've got them organized by sort of categories. So vellum pieces, they've got green ones in this section, blue ones in behind, plain white and black ones back here. And then I've got this other container. I actually love to use recycled containers right here. This had like marzipan or something in it. I can't remember what it was. Some candies or cookies. So I have all these tiny little pieces that I've stamped and not used, or little pieces that are just the right size to stamp on. So anyway, I have all these handy little things around. So why I tell you all this, because my goal when I am teaching in these events, in Facebook Lives and otherwise, is to help you get to the fun faster. Okay, so my goal is to help you and inspire you to want to create, to make it easier for you to create. So anyway, I am going to get my phone set up so that it can face down at my workspace, and I'm going to get started with the card salad party. Okay, so here we go. Turn around. And you can see right there is the Rooted in Nature stamp set. There's a set of dies that go with it right there. And I use several of the dies, well, mostly the tree dies for the projects I'm going to focus on today. And here's the other ways you can win entries into the drawing. The drawing prize is going to be a medley of the projects I actually make today. Okay, so we'll see how many I make, but I'm thinking I can probably send about 5. That's my thinking. So now the card salad challenge and how you get entries is use the hashtag card salad challenge. And one of the ways you can get an entry is just write in the text, I will take the challenge. The challenge is to find your own card salad, you know, even if it's not in little baggies. I know you have a pile somewhere. I know you do if you're a crafter. Say you're going to take the challenge to pull out some card salad pieces and make something. And then the other way that you can get entered for the prize is to share photos of actually things that you've made with your card salad. So you'll actually show a photo of this salad medley before you started creating, and then the finished project after you're done. And you can do multiples of these if you want. So I'm hoping after I show you my card salad and the projects that I'm making today that you'll be inspired and you'll feel like, piece of cake, I can turn around and kick out a whole bunch of cards and get lots of entries in Melissa's drawing. So leave that there for the moment. All right, so again, focusing on Rooted in Nature. Now, one of the project card salads that I had sitting around was a bunch of these trees, okay? So I had made a whole bunch of them. Some of you may know how I made these. We actually no longer sell what I used to make these. These I made with Brusho. I'm pretty sure I have a video somewhere, or more than one, on my YouTube channel where I showed how to use Brusho. Super fun. We don't sell it anymore. We don't sell the pigment sprinkles anymore, but I had all these lovely little niblets of trees, which I love, sitting around to use, plus some other pieces and parts. So there's that. And then I also had another project where, well, I made a bunch of these trees. This is also done with Brusho. So before I actually make some cards, I'm going to show you quickly an alternative way to get a multicolored tree like that. Let's see, we'll leave that right there so you guys can see it. I, totally skipped over any announcements. I don't have very many announcements today, but I'll probably get to them at the end. Just jumped right into the card salad party. So I'm using this tree from the Rooted in Nature set, and I'm just going to color it starting with my Granny Apple Green. You always want to start with your lighter color when you're doing what I'm about to do here. So I'm going to basically color the whole thing with my Granny Apple Green. I'm starting with the lighter color on purpose because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Shaded Spruce marker in the same way. And I'm not so worried about getting Granny Apple Green on Shaded Spruce, but I would not want to do the reverse. I would not want to get Shaded Spruce on the Granny Apple Green because that would clearly show up. So on this one, I'm just going to take some of my Shaded Spruce and kind of put it a little bit on the edges. I'm using the edge of my marker. And then I'm just going to kind of dab some color in there. Just here and there. And then I'm going to take my water spritzer and I'm going to spray it off camera. Just going to make it wet. So you can hear it from here, right? Can you hear the spritzing? This might be better if this was watercolor paper, but I just grabbed a piece of basic white. So we'll see how it works. So this is just an alternative way to get a multicolored tree. Okay, so quite a bit of water on there, maybe more than I should have used. And if I had used watercolor paper, it probably would have turned out a whole lot better. But you get the idea. So you can do that with really any stamp. And as long as you start with the lighter color first and then the darker color, you can get multiple colors on an image easily. All right, so let's start with our first project. So for this one, I'm just going to pull out some of these pieces so you can see. Now, I'm not starting totally from scratch, right? So I have actually thought out some things that I want to make with this, with some of the other pieces. And I just need to find where I put it. It's sitting right here, right in front of me. I know it is. Oh, there we go. There's my little bucket. Okay, so this was one of the first ones that I started with. And this card is pretty much almost done. Kind of had a plan for it already, but didn't manage to put it together. So I have a million pieces like this. So I've got a Shaded Spruce card base, and all I've done is taken my my Shaded Spruce ink pad and I rubbed it over the surface just so that I get a little bit of texture on there. And I just realized I'm not seeing any comments. Are there people commenting? I wonder if I just lost comments altogether. Oh goodness, maybe I have to tap on that. No. I think I tapped on something and so I'm not seeing anybody commenting anymore. I hate that. Let's see if I can. Well, I don't know what to do at this point. Maybe I go to that. Looking at my little settings here. See if I can get back to comments. Darn it. Oh well, what can I do? I'm going to have to look at comments later. This keeps happening to me on Facebook. I can't see comments and I just can't stand that. All right. So anyway, so I've added ink to my surface, and then I have got a framed piece. I've just die cut the center, and I've even got dimensionals on the back side already. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the front. Now, I also want to point out that on this one, I use this kind of to mask. You can see I've got some ink on the back side. I think that's how I did that, and I did it a while ago, so I don't exactly know for sure, but I didn't want to get the Shaded Spruce around the outside edges, just towards the center, because I wanted the outside edges to still be that lighter shade of the Shaded Spruce. All right. Okay, so now this is just going to get attached right there. And then I've just got my tree, And I'm going to decide, do I want it recessed down in or up? I think I'm just going to let it be recessed down in. You can see I tried it on the back side too. If you do actually have pigment sprinkles, or you can, well, I'm not going to go into that now. I just realized because it's way too complicated. So anyway, I'm just going to use some of my seal on the back side and just put it right there in my card. All done. That was card salad. Easy, right? Super easy. All right, next one up. Got one that I just kind of generally started. And this one, I'm also going to use one of my bluish pieces. Check out the detail on that. It's so much fun. Okay. It's kind of making me crazy that I can't see anybody commenting. You're out there, right? I see a number at the top of the screen. Ah. Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. What is going on with you, man? Oh, there they are. I made it show up. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Christy. Hi, Sharon. Oh, my gosh, I'm so glad I get seeing comments now. This just made me very happy. Oh, Charlotte Adams, you're going to take the challenge. Yay. Okay, so very good. Okay, so I've got a Night of Navy card base. In this case, I've used Night of Navy instead of Shaded Spruce. And I'm going to use this die cut piece of Night of Navy as well. I've got a piece of dry embossed Misty Moonlight. This is one of my favorite colors. I'm going to be so sad when that goes away next year, but I don't have a whole year to use it. Now, you may remember that the subtle 3D embossing folder is going away, and one of my goals in doing my card salad is to use things that are going away. So that's just going to go down in there. And then, and actually, I think I meant to do something different. I was thinking I might try to play around with this ribbon, but before I do that, I'm going to figure out this piece here. And in this case, I think I'm going to raise up my tree. So every card salad is going to be different. Some might be backgrounds, some might be focal pieces like this. But with all these trees to play with, I just thought, oh, I got to be making some things with these trees. I see, Kimmy, you're not going to let go of that 3D subtle embossing folder ever. Good for you. I think that's the right thing to do. It's definitely not going to leave my craft space. Might even sneak it into projects every once in a while. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. Something with these two ribbons across the bottom. And because I've attached this already, I'm going to just do the tying thing instead of the wrapping thing. And we'll see what that looks like. So this is the Just Jade ribbon. And Just Jade is one of the in colors that's in the same set as the Misty Moonlight. And it's not going away this year, yay. It'll be around for another year, so till May of 2022. So let's try this. And this is kind of, to me, it's like a little underline to my whole design. Just super simple, but to add a little bit more color. So right there, and I'm going to shift it to the side. Probably far off to the left there. Super simple, right? Snip off my ribbon. Get my tails facing the way I want them. I like to train my tails. Make them go the way I want them to go. And hold down that little knot and just pull those out a little. Might trim those off a little bit more. And then we'll go ahead and attach that piece, the focal piece. Sweet and simple. There we go. Number 2 project done. Okay, let's dive into the next one. Now this one, I decided to use some of those colored trees. Now this, of course, is more like, you know, the fall theme. I think I was playing with this initially in the fall. I had this piece already, just with the direct-to-paper technique, taking my ink pad and rubbing it over the surface. And I'm going to go ahead and just do, this is basically the same design as the last one. And I do like to, you know, when I find a layout that I like, just modify it a little bit with colors and do the same basic idea. Now, for this one, I am not going to do what I did last time and attach it before I'm ready. I really wanted this piece of Calypso coral down at the bottom. Let me get my spacing. And I'm just going to wrap it around the back side. I have adhesive on there already, so I'm just going to let it stick to what's on the back. And there's not enough there, so let's grab a glue dot. Glue dots are the best for ribbon, because ribbon doesn't want to stick quite as much. Let's see, I'm going to put a glue dot on the back side of the ribbon just to make sure that it stays down on the front of the card. And before I do that, I want this other piece of braided linen trim right over the top, kind of break up that big splash of Calypso coral. Both of these ribbons are retiring from the annual catalog, and the Calypso coral actually comes in a combination pack with some old olive that's the same style. Oh no, it's cut in your subtle embossing folder is stuck in your machine? That's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. I think I might need a little bit more adhesive on the back there. Make sure that it stays down. I kind of love this color combination. I think of myself as a fall color sort of girl, next to when I'm also a purple girl, but you know, I like lots of color. So okay, so there we go. There's the start. And then I'm going to do the same basic thing with this. And I kind of am liking the little tie on the left side of that one, so I may just have to add a little bit more. So when I do my designs, I'm always thinking balance, right? So I was kind of worried that this would look a little bit askew because there's an element down here, but there's nothing over on the right or on the top, but I think I'm okay with it. But those are just some of the things I think about when I do design. And then on this one, I wanted to bring out the colors that were in there. The Brusho didn't have coordinating colors with our Stampin' Up! Lineup, so it's just whatever colors sort of seem to show up. And I played around with a bunch of different ones, but this one just seemed like a really nice neutral color scheme. The other thing I like to do when I design is I put it on different colors and then see how it changes the way the focal point looks. So sometimes when you put a color behind it that's the same color that's on it, that color in it disappears to my eye and you see the other color. So if that makes any sense. So if I'd put orange behind here, I'd be seeing these colors a whole lot more. So anyway, of course I didn't put orange in behind because I didn't want to do that. That would be too strong. Now, what do you guys think? You guys tell me. Should I put an element on the left or should I just leave it as is? It's kind of simple just the way it is. Comment and let me know. We'll just move on from here for the moment, and I'll watch for your comments while I move on to the next one. So this next one, you're going to get sick of these trees. I don't know how you can, because I think they're just so pretty. So this next one is designed around another one of these ones, but they each turn out different. So that makes it especially fun. So for this, I have a plain thick vanilla card base. I've dry embossed this with, what is it called? The textured something. Somebody out there knows. You guys recognize this. Comment and let us all know, because it's slipping my mind which embossing folder it is. But it's probably one that I'm going to be using a whole lot of, particularly because the subtle is going away. So we've got 3. This is 4. I'm going to have to, I feel like I'm timing myself. I should look at the clock. How much time do I have? Oh my goodness. All right, so I found this in my little stash, my little box that I showed you earlier of pieces that were already die cut. You think I can leave it as is? So does Lauralee. Oh, yay. Okay, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Lauralee. I always love additional opinions. Okay, I did the same thing on this one that I did not mean to do. Okay, so we're going to actually just fix my boo-boo. I wanted this to go around, and I know this is a lot of the same color, a lot of the vanilla, but I still like it. I think it's just kind of simple. So I'm lifting up this edge because I really want to tuck this vanilla ribbon in behind. And I have barely used this ribbon. I thought I would use it a ton because it's such a lovely, supple ribbon. It's very, well, supple is the right word, I think. But I have not managed to use it a lot. I don't use vanilla in a lot of my designs for whatever reason. I tend to gravitate towards sort of the white crisp look. But I think this one's going to be really pretty. And I think on this one, what did I decide? I think I may want the tree up again. So let's do that. Vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. So I pulled out some sentiment pieces that were in one of my fall baggies, and to play around with how those would look on here. So I'm going to want your opinion. These were just little pieces of card salad in another card salad bag that I thought might go, and I liked sort of the demure small lettering. You can see how it's pretty small, because there's not a lot of space to work with on this, because the focal element just kind of fills it all out, right? So there's that. And I was thinking this could be sort of over here off to the right, you know, or my cinnamon cider one. Okay, I'm going to let you guys look at it. Let me know. You like the mostly vanilla. I'm so glad, Charlotte. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so you can see how this is just, it's just so easy to work with. I love this ribbon. I have 2 rolls of it because I think I mentioned last week that it came in a variety pack with the gold twine, and I love the gold twine because it's just shimmery and pretty. And but I've barely used this, so I have 2 rolls, and that's the silver. I mean, the gold twine is completely gone. I literally have like 3 inches left of it. So I love the way it looks there. So I'm going to put my tree on. Okay, I have to look at your comments. The layers of vanilla are lovely and versatile. Thank you. So glad you think so. I see some agreement happening out there. Jan and Megan. Yay. So there's my tree. Now I think that's really pretty sweet just the way it is. So comments, the cider would pop. Yeah, so this is thing. Like, so these are the 2 conflicts I have. I don't love the espresso color with this. It is espresso, it's not black, but it just kind of stands out and pulls my eye away from the focal piece, which is really at this point kind of the big showstopper. And this has to be pulled down just a little bit, I think. And so I'm worried about the same thing with this, but I don't know. I think I need to trim off the end to start with, and then we'll see what we think. Actually, I have it on both sides. See if one is better than the other. They're basically the same. Okay. So would we leave that there? I think I may like the cinnamon cider a little bit better if I was going to go with it. Yeah. Okay, well, so I'm going to wait for comments. Cinnamon cider, vanilla, or nothing. Just straight up. Guess what? I've decided. I like it plain with the vanilla. Forget the sentiments. I don't need to make it work with the sentiments. That's not the idea. I'm just going to go with it. The tree is just so pretty. All right, we're going to keep moving along. See what we got here. Okay, what's next? So next, I think I showed you these, right? These lovely other trees from the Rooted in Nature set. And every single one of them is different. They're just so darn pretty. So when I use the brush show this way, you basically you put the brush show onto the stamp and then you spray it with water. And the pigment sprinkles are, oh, I see I have a vote for cinnamon cider. Okay, now I'm going to have to keep watching for the comments. So you spray the stamp, and the pigment sprinkles have a lot of pigment in them. So you can stamp and stamp and stamp multiple times, and you get all these lovely, wonderful additional stamped images. So then I just went ahead and die cut them. And then I went into my stash because I was thinking I want to keep this really simple and have this just be the focal piece. So I found some of these old small mini cards. We don't even sell them anymore, but you could make them on your own. And I have some envelopes that coordinate. So they came with envelopes and cards like we do the note cards and envelopes, but in this case they're these tall, thin ones. So these were just kind of sitting around, and I thought, well, is that not maybe just a perfect little element on there? So I decided to dry emboss with the subtle 3D embossing folder again with my shaded spruce. And there's my adhesive again. And since I have multiples of these trees, I thought this is going to be a great way to make a bunch of little mini cards. And I do love little mini cards. Now, I've never really loved note cards because it's like they're trying to be a full-size card, but they're not. But when you get to the mini size, I just think they're adorable. So, yes. And it makes for a wonderful, just tiny little note to send with something you're putting in the mail. I like to do that sometimes when I'm sending things to customers. So I actually stamped a bunch of sentiments. I'm trying to remember the name of the set. This is, oh, darn. My memory is just, it's called, Enjoy the Moment. This is an image from Enjoy the Moment. It's a cute little sentiment, a little note. How can you go wrong with that? And this is what I had in mind for it. So I've got all these little trees. This one has dimensionals already on it. Take the backings off. I've got little half pieces of dimensionals on the bottom. And if I haven't reminded you yet, please feel free to share the video while we're live, and make sure to click on the bell to make sure you'll be notified when I go live next time. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, and there's a bell on YouTube as well that you can click so you'll be notified when I go live. And I haven't been looking at comments, but definitely be tagging your friends to get entries for some of these cards. If you win the drawing, you will get some medley of these cards that I'm making right now. So I'm got a few more here that I've already started. This one already has its shaded spruce piece attached. Shall we make more? Let's make a few more. Let's see how many things we can make all before the night is out. I keep losing this adhesive because it's clear. It's like, where did it go? Oh yeah, it's right there in front of me. Okay. So these ones are already folded. I'm actually going to just put the trees on later, and we're just going to count these as kind of done. Am I cheating? So we got those. Those will go on there. I've already got my little stamp pieces. So I got my lots of little mini cards all set to go. Another kind of card I love to make is little 3x3 cards, and I had a bunch set up to make today, and then I realized that I had so much to make with the Rooted in Nature that it just didn't make sense. So I'm going to show you now this next lovely little, not so little, card salad bucket, or not bucket, but bag that I found as I was looking through. So this card salad bag, check those out. This bag is full, okay, full with pieces and parts. These are from my cotton candy technique class that I did a while back. The electronic materials for the class are still available if you're interested, and this is just such a so much fun, just a blast. So I especially love these ones, and so I'm going to actually make a card with this little focal piece here. Now, is that not stunning or what? I love it. Okay, so I got some pieces and parts. I've kind of generally planned out what I want to do, and for this one, I mean, this literally came together in like 15 minutes. I pulled out a card base. It's 4 1/4 by 11, and this was the size. It had already been cut, sitting in my my container of my cardstock, and so I decided to go with that layer. And I love black. I think it's just so dramatic and lovely, and I also love purple. So I made a little backing for it, and then decided to go with Gorgeous Grape because, of course, that's one of the colors that's in there. This is Gorgeous Grape and Seaside Spray, one of my favorite colors that is now going away because it's an in color that's the 2019-21 colors. Wouldn't be surprised if it's already run out. And then I've got a piece of Highland Heather. And I literally just pulled out this scrap. It's like, okay, well, let's just make it go side to side. Just show a little grape on the top and bottom. Oh, wait a minute. Again, jumping the gun here. So I want to bring in some of these ribbons, and I hadn't decided which one to use, but I thought they would go really nicely with the sparkly. And this, I'm sorry, was going to go over that, and then maybe simply like that. And then I thought, well, maybe I should bring in some of this mesh. See that lovely mesh? I love this mesh. Let's see what it looks like. Put it on top. Just kind of wanted it to sort of fill out the space just a little bit more. What do we think? Might be too much. I don't know. All right, so I have a different idea. I think what I'm going to do, let's just try this and see what we think. I need a piece of this because I have adhesive on the back side of this. So I'm going to actually tie it around the front and let it be tied on the left-hand side and see what we think of that. With the adhesive on the back side makes it a little bit tricky. If I was living dangerous, I'd do it at an angle. That could be kind of fun too. Maybe I should try that before I do this. Okay, let's try it. Like something like that, which would kind of fill it out. No, that's wonky. Do you guys do that too? Try things and go, nah. Oh, you like the black alone? Yes, well, we'll see. I think I might be thinking that also, but I just have to try this. So this is what I do. So in preparing for this, you know, I couldn't just like have to design everything from scratch because we'd be here all night long. Because I don't know about you guys, but you know, I toil and torture and I think and I ponder and I try different things and you know. So let's just see what that looks like. Might be too much. Yes, too much. Okay, we're just going with the black. That's what we'll do. We'll go with straight up black. I do love this ribbon, and this ribbon and the mesh ribbon are both staying. Yahoo! They're not going anywhere. They are not retiring, and that makes me so happy when there's something that I love and it's not going away. It means I get to keep playing with it. You know, the grape is a little bit, this Highland Heather is just a little bit big, but I'm just going to go with it because I think it's good enough. And this focal piece is just too pretty. So let's put some dimensionals on the back side. Got a theme here. I love my dimensionals. So I just have to be honest with you guys. I'm looking at this going, I don't know if I can sit with this. This is what I do when I design. Is it good enough? Do I like it enough? Is it just too much space in there? I think it is. I want your feedback. Tell me if you think of something else. Like I feel like it needs something else in here, or I need to cut that down a little bit, although it's already attached. So I'm not attaching it, but I'm still going to count it as a done thing for the purposes of this event. Okay, what else? I have, I think, 1 or 2 more things to show you. Quick. So this little lovely niblet of card salad is my leftover pieces from my Northern Lights class. That one I splashed water on, and I actually still like it. I think that's so funny, right? These ones I just absolutely love. The colors, so pretty. Texture the Highland Heather. Good suggestion, Megan. I might just have to try that. And then that's just the tip of the iceberg. Here's one that's I was like ready to reject, but oh my gosh, I think that's kind of stunning now that I look at it. It's been in this baggie for like ever. So, you know, tons of fun things to create within here. Here's another one. So I'm like, you know, barely skimming the surface of the potential with all of these little pieces. So what I have to show you is another focal piece altogether, but also from that same technique class, which is also available to buy online. In fact, the Northern Lights technique class, which is what these pieces are from, I even have card kits. I have a full packet of lovely pre-cut pieces to send to anybody who wants this class. A lot of the classes I run out of card kits. I made some extras of that one. I'm making less extras because I'm starting to accumulate them, and I'm not promoting it enough. So that's just to say that if you're interested in that Northern Lights class, I have a kit you could buy with it too, and so it makes it so much easier. So this project, so this is actually one of the focal pieces I made while I was designing, and it is, I actually got a little speck of water on it by accident. Oh, you love the one with the water splash. I know, right? I saw it when I first splashed it on there. I was so mad at myself. And now I look at it after the fact and go, wow, that's pretty darn cool. Okay, so I'm going to bring in something waterproof here because I've decided, and I know I'm living dangerously here, that I have that one speck of water, so I need to bring more specks in. Now, that other piece you saw, I actually literally spilled water on. It wasn't like me trying to use specks of water with a paintbrush. So that was truly a boo-boo. But it didn't, I still like it though, right? So for this one, I'm going to actually squeeze some water. Oh, there's no water in here. It would be handy if there was water in the brush. There's water in this one. So I'm going to squeeze it to the tip, and then I'm just going to flick it. See how this little specks of water are coming on there? This is a fun thing to do with, to create the sort of look of stars. I need more water. I don't want to get like a big, huge splotch. So I'm trying not to squeeze out too much. Anyway, can you see how it's making those extra specks on there? So the technique classes, when they come with a kit, are $40, and that includes shipping. You don't pay any additional in shipping. and it comes with a video and 2 PDFs, a PDF focused on the technique and a PDF focused on the projects themselves with the dimensions and supplies and everything. So, and the videos that I have, the older videos, everything but this past February, are all highly edited videos that I've spent hours on. I did it lovingly, but I have since given up that kind of editing. It takes me a ton of time, but they're really very comprehensive videos. I've taken maybe 3 hours of content and whittled it down to 35 or 40 minutes or 45 minutes, something like that. All right, so you can see I got some specks on there. I'm not going to fight with it. There are going to be some little stars in the sky. And I'm going to use a gorgeous scrape card base and a black die cut layer. This is die cut with the rectangle stitched framelits dies. And again, this was one of my pieces that was in my little bucket over there that I showed you earlier. I've got some foam adhesive strips on the back. And I think I'm going to attach my focal piece first. And then this is just going to go right on the front of the card. So I think that looks kind of cool with the subtle little, the little raindrops. So there we go. Super simple. Okay, now I have a second one because I had a second focal piece. I'm going to do this slightly different in the way of a layout. But again, super simple design. I've got a black card base for this one and gorgeous scrape for my second layer. And I'm going to move this because I think it might have water on it. Now this one I've cut down even more than its original size, and so I've got a smaller stitched rectangle piece right there. So I think one of my original designs actually had a frame around it, so I did these a little bit different. And then I had this sentiment over here. I couldn't remember which one I wanted to use this on, but I stamped with my Vine Design, sentiment from Vine Design, and it's got adhesive on the back. My little thank you. I love this. I love the sentiments in that set. The font is just so simple and versatile. And I'm going to put it on this one. Before I cover it up, this ground was created with an image from the Waterfront set, I'm pretty sure. So I stamped it repeatedly and then heat embossed it with black. So it'd have that nice shiny dark black, and the trees are stamped in black, heat embossing as well, just to make it dramatic. If I cover that up, oh, I might have to put it at the top. I think that's what I'm going to do. There we go. I don't know. What do you guys think? Didn't want to cover up the ground. So there's my 2 finished cards of that. Was that it? I think that might be. I think I might have finished. Now, mind you, I prepared a whole bunch of other things with other stamp sets, and then realized I had so much with Rooted in Nature that I did not end up doing any others. But I want you to comment and let me know how you felt about this card salad play session, and if you would want me to do it again. I definitely have lots of material to show, so I'm going to be working on that one because that one's just not sitting right with me. Too much empty space, and I'm going to put out all the things that I've done. Got to look at your comments. So card salad makes it so easy to design, especially if you've taken the little bit of time that it takes to, after your creative session, just get a little baggie. I know I have a ton of baggies from pieces, things that I've gotten from Stampin' Up, so I like to recycle. So I've got a million little bags and medium-sized bags and every size bag, so I keep a pile of them handy, and I just put my card salad pieces in them when I'm done creating. And a lot of times the focal pieces are just beautiful. I just haven't had time to design with them. Let's see. Oh, okay, good. I'm looking at comments. Love this session. Do it again. Definitely watch another card session. Wonderful. So what I really want you guys to do, okay, I'm going to bring my little hashtag thing back in here. I want you guys to give it a try, because I think it can be so easy to put these together. Now, when I'm doing my little 3x3 cards, that's even easier. So I had a friend once who said, you know, I'm not big into like interior design in my house, and she said, well, just think of a wall of your house as a card. But to me, that's kind of daunting. So the smaller it is, to me, the easier it is. So I don't know if that's true for you guys too, but I hope that it inspires you to pull out some of your neglected pieces and parts in your crafting space. Okay, now I know there's things I'm supposed to be mentioning that I probably forgot at the very beginning, just distracted by showing you my lovely trees. I am going to turn the camera and do a quick little goodbye, reminders, and let's see. Okay, so I should count how many things I made. Did you guys count? How many was it? It was definitely not 15. I'll tell you that. Okay, so we got this one. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Oh, and I also have Rooted in Nature's older samples to show you. The little mini card, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. That looks better close up. 8. And then, I don't know, do we count these? That would be 9, 10, 11, but I didn't finish them. All right. Not too bad, not too shabby. 11 cards, if you count those other ones. All right, so what else did I want to tell you? All right, so actually I meant to announce also the winners from last week. I put it into my newsletter from yesterday, but there were 2 winners, and they won. I will send one of these to one of the people. This is one of the cards I made last week. And then the other person will get this card. So these were the 2 I made last week. The winners were Susan Tipton, and I have not been paying attention to names enough to notice if Susan's on here. I didn't notice. And Donna Galeo Villani. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I have Susan's address. I have your address, Susan, but I do not have Donna's address. So let me know. Message me on Facebook with your address, and I will be happy to mail you one of these 2 cards. All right, so there is that. And then let's see. You guys know, share the video, tag a friend, and I hope you'll take the challenge. I saw some people mentioning that they were going to take the challenge. So here's how it's going to work. You'll get a point for just saying that you'll take the challenge, because I figure there's sort of a, you might be compelled to actually do it by saying that you're doing it. So it's kind of the honor system there. And you may go away and play and not want to share, so that's all good if that's what you decide to do. As long as you have fun and enjoy playing, if it inspires you to create, that's what counts. And then the other way to get entries is to create something. Take a photo of your card salad, just the medley sitting on your desk, and then a photo of the card you actually make. And again, you can do multiple card salads and multiple cards, and just do one photo for the pair, I guess is what I should say. Well, they have to be 2 photos, one for the salad and one for the done project. But you get what I'm saying. I basically want you to share your photo in this video. So comment with your photo on this video, and I will be checking it. You have until through Monday the 5th. And then on the 6th, I'll be taking a look and doing the drawing and checking out what people have shared. It's so much fun to see what people create, and I know that you guys will all enjoy seeing what each other creates. So that's part of my motivation, is to inspire each other. So I'm excited to see what you share. Please, please share. All right, let's see what else is in my notes. I think that might be it. Okay, so announcements. I never even said anything about announcements. So I have a new technique class coming in April. The theme is dry embossed backgrounds with dyes. Now there's 3 ways to sign up for it. You can do the live only, which is just $10. You can do the $30 option, which is the live plus the 2 PDFs. And of course the video, the live with the video. And then you can also do it with a kit. So if you want a materials kit in the mail, that one is $40, and I have to know that by the 16th of April, so that I'll know how many to cut for. If you sign up for just the electronic only or for the live online event, you have until the Tuesday before, and the live online event is on April 30th. So that would be whatever that is, the 27th, do I have that right? To RSVP for any of the electronic options. So, and the live online event is actually in Facebook. I'm doing it in Zoom and then streaming to a private Facebook group specifically for my technique classes. When we did it in February, it was so much fun. It's the first time we've done it that way, and it was just wonderful to actually see some of your faces and get to interact with you and get to know you. So I just love that. Hopefully you'll want to do that as well. All right, let's see what else. You guys know that the retired list is out for the annual catalog. The catalog retires on May 3rd, but items are available only while supplies last, so don't miss out if there's anything that's retiring that you are interested in purchasing. So I'll be back next Thursday, which would be, what's next Thursday? The 8th, April 8th, for the next episode of Treehouse TV. And next week's theme is the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle. We're featuring the ice cream, sweet ice cream suite in the annual catalog. So I'm sorry, that's in the January to June mini catalog. So that should be a lot of fun, lots of ice cream. So hope you'll join in for that next week. So thank you so much for joining in and going on this card salad party journey with me. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. Happy crafting, everybody. Mwah.